One of the biggest problems in our society is that we've normalized discontentment. And so in this video, what I want to do is I want to talk about how this happens. Why do we allow ourselves to fall into this trap of discontentment? Why is it so prevalent in our society? Why do we persist in feeling so miserable? And what are things that we can do about it? So you'll hear it often. You'll hear things like, oh, well, it's not too bad, or I'm all right, I'm fine. Or people will go and they'll, go back to their spouse who doesn't treat them well. Or they'll go back to that job that they hate that makes them miserable. And maybe they'll say things like, oh, but it pays me well. Or, well, he buys me nice things. And I'm here to tell you, is that really enough for you? Is it really enough to just have nice things sometimes, or he treats me well sometimes, or my job isn't too bad sometimes? We've allowed ourselves to normalize being unhappy. And it's something that I think is so heartbreaking to see. And you probably know people who felt this way, who stay in situations that are making them miserable, that are draining life force energy from them, and they still don't do anything about it. And I think one of the reasons why this is the case is because it hasn't hit them yet. It hasn't become painful enough for them yet that they'll make a change. And maybe it's because they're numbing their emotions. Maybe they're drinking a lot to try to escape what they're actually feeling, or they're trying to escape in other ways. This happens so much. And if you can relate to any of this, I don't want you to beat yourself up too much about it. I don't want you to be too hard on yourself about this, because again, it is so common. And the fact that it's not just one person feeling this way, but a whole society that in many ways has made this just commonplace. Like, it's normal to just have jobs that we're miserable in. It's normal to not have all the things that we want in our lives, and somehow it's okay. We know a family member or a friend who's been in this situation and they stay stuck in this cycle of discontentment, of frustration, of sadness and disappointment. And so what can we do about this when we find ourselves or even other people in this situation? Here are some steps that I recommend if you are feeling discontent in your life. One thing I highly recommend is journaling. It gives you a way to really understand what you're feeling and why, and also gives you an opportunity to explore what are things you can do about it. I recommend journaling what is making me feel so discontent in my life. What is this thing that is feeling off or out of alignment? And what can I do about it to make myself feel better, to make my life flow better? Another thing that you can do is meditate. So meditation is so beneficial for so many reasons, and one of the things that it can be so great at is really helping you tap into your intuition, tune into yourself, notice how you're feeling, and uncover insights as to why you're feeling this way. So it doesn't have to be super long either. I highly recommend you take some time for yourself. Go to a place that is quiet, where you won't be disturbed by anybody else, and allow yourself to meditate on this question and see what comes up for you. Once you know what is causing this discontentment in your life, then you actually have to do something about it. A lot of people have this awareness. Maybe they even understand that they're unhappy, but they don't do anything about it. And if you're watching this video, I really don't want that to be you. I really want you to know that starting today, since you have this awareness, you can do something about it. You have the power to change your life. Whether it's a job that you don't like, or whether it's a relationship that isn't serving you anymore, whether it's a living situation that doesn't feel like it aligns with you anymore. Whatever it is, know that you can really change your life. And I hope that this video reminds you that you don't have to tolerate anything in your life that you don't want to. You're able and so worthy of having a life that you love. But it's up to you to take the time to notice when these feelings of discontentment come up, and then have the courage to take the action to make your life what you really want it to be. And I really hope that you do. Thanks so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.